2 days after we closed the casket on my sister, I lay in my apartment in a pile of blankets and dirty tissues, watching Friends on Netflix. Mom and Dad want me home, I know, but I need to be alone with this raw, gaping hole in my chest. I'm trying to muster up a smile at Chandler's antics. It's an episode that elicited a belly laugh 3 weeks ago when I hear the first yowl in the hallway. I thumb the volume button, but the sound carries over the laugh track. A neighbor will deal with it. My body is granite, heavy and thick on the bed. My eyes burn as though I've expended all my tears, but I know if I wait long enough, they'll come again. A scratching, this time at my front door. For fuck's sake. No one in my building knows about the drunk driver or Veronica being airlifted or the defeated expression on the face of the surgeon who came to tell us that they lost her. But I'm angry at the neighbors for not dealing with, what is it even, a cat? Fuck. I push myself up from the bed. The cool air around my ankles makes me shiver. I hate feeling. Veronica will never feel again. She'll never giggle again about how much she hates Ross and Rachel as we share popcorn. She'll never lecture me on how I should find a roommate because it's not safe to live alone. She'll never make faces across the Thanksgiving dinner table again. We always said we would take care of one another. Always. But I wasn't in the car when she needed me the most. She died alone. There they are, the tears. Blinking them away, I undo the chain and slam the door open harder than I meant to. Sitting on its haunches is a sleek brown cat with a ticked coat, large ears, and liquid yellow eyes. It tilts its head in an almost human-like gesture that seems to inquire strangely why I am standing before it. Mrs. Baker, I shout down the hall toward my nearest neighbor. Before the cat can get any ideas in its head, I close the door and tromp down the hall. What am I going to say? My sister died. You deal with this stray. I knock on her door. The cat stares at me, unmoving. The door jerks open, held in place by a chain. What do you want? It's Mr. Baker, and from his breath, he's drinking. Not the time or the person I want to share my grief with. There's a cat out here. Is it yours? Hate cats. He coughs thickly into his hand. Not ours. Who's at the door? Comes Mrs. Baker's voice. Neighbor says there's a cat out there. Tell her we don't have a cat. I did. He shakes his head. Old lady thinks I can't. The rest trails off, and I have no desire to ask him to repeat it. But I don't want to leave the cat in the hall to cause more ruckus. Could you call animal control? It seems extreme, but I'm desperate. I really can't deal with this. Even standing here with Mr. Baker squinting at me makes my chest feel like it's being slowly crushed. I need to be back in my bed before the tears start again. Nah, just leave it alone. It'll run off. The door shuts. The tears rise in my eyes, and blinking doesn't keep them from sliding down my face. Superb, I whisper. The cat never broke its gaze. I'm starting to get seriously creeped out. Shoo! I wave a hand at it. It doesn't move. I could try other neighbors, walk up and down the hallways looking for its owner. Something I would have done at a time I didn't feel like my whole body was being absorbed by invisible quicksand. But I can't handle more human interaction tonight. Please, just be quiet. I need sleep. I crack open my door, one eye on the cat in case it makes any sudden move. Backing into my apartment, I push the door closed. It's almost shut when the cat leaps forward, streaking toward me, around the foot I try to block it with, and into my living room. This is the last thing I need. A stray cat taking up residence in my apartment to make racket at all hours of the night. Not that I can sleep anyway. I haven't slept for 3 days, and shit all over my floor. I whirl around, searching for it, determined to grab it and toss it out, even if it claws my arms all to hell. But it's not in the living room. I storm around my kitchen counter, trying to control my frustration so as not to scare the creature, but it's nowhere to be found. The sadness wells up again, and a profound, bone-deep exhaustion settles over me. My apartment isn't that large, but how will I find a stray cat that doesn't want to be found? I can't deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. Oh God, why did this have to happen? Grief constricts my throat. Tears well up in my eyes, and I run into my bedroom. The last thing I remember before falling into a dreamless sleep is tears dripping down my cheeks onto my pillow. I wake to the glow of the television. Sucking in a breath, I sit up. Apparently, grief-induced insomnia has taken its toll. A dull thud echoes from the living room. Part of me wants to roll over and go back to sleep, but the rational me knows I have to deal with this before it gets out of hand. I stumble out of the bedroom, blinking sleep out of my eyes, round the corner and see I forgot to shut the door. My heart jumps into my throat and my eyes scan the living room. I don't see a cat, but I see a strangely shaped potted plant next to my couch. No, I blink the sleep out of my eyes. I don't have plants. I can't keep them alive. Another thing Veronica used to tease me about. It's a shoe. Someone is in my apartment. I don't know what to do. Go to the bedroom and call the police? Make a dash for the apartment door? Before I lose my nerve, I reach out a hand, flip on the light, and say, "Whoever you are, get the fuck out of here." I'm thinking, this is my home. I'm thinking, if I act in control of the situation, I am in control of the situation. A sullen-looking man rolls away from the couch and fluidly stands up. Ugh, sorry, it's another neighbor. Same floor, but on the other side of the building. A bachelor, lives alone, throws parties the rest of the building tries to ignore. Fury burns in my wildly beating heart. The fuck are you doing here? I don't care though, I just want him to leave. He must see the terror in me because the corner of his mouth lifts in a pitiless smirk. He moves forward in a sinuous motion. I know where you live. Backing toward my bedroom door, I brace myself to fight. Though I've never been in a fight before in my life, and I'm in the worst possible shape to defend myself. His arm moves from his side, slowly lifting toward me. And then a ball of teeth and fur flies past my shoulder? Is that the cat? But no, this is no cat. It has too many limbs, too many claws, too much fur. It's bigger than the man's head and all muscle. When it lands on my neighbor's face, he screams an unholy screech. The ball of fur shifts. Red eyes, narrowed into slits, stare out of the cat thing's bulbous head. Run to your bedroom. Words in my head like gravel and slime. And I do. As I lay panting next to my bed, eyes squeezed shut, an image of my sister appears in my mind. I said you shouldn't live alone. She smiles sadly at me. And I also said I'll always take care of you. I hope having to rescue you doesn't become our thing. To help you keep out of trouble, I've sent Anubis as a gift. Sorry I can't stay, sis, but he'll keep you safe for now. The living room is eerily silent. My eyes flick to the door as a golden brown cat trots around the corner. It licks a paw and mews. I hold my breath for a long moment and then extend a hand toward it. With a chirrup and the cat equivalent of a smile, it bumps into my hand and rumbles a purr that settles in my chest, easing away some of the knotted grief I've been carrying.